Lake, Long Lake Orange, Carly Reynolds. Elizabeth Hamden. Murphy Farrell. Melanie Pearson. And Allison Pine. For Lake Placid. Dana Bellastrini.
Number 20, sophomore,
Alea Thompson.
Number 11, junior, Megan
Riley.
Number 10, senior,
Molly Plouffe.
And number 14, senior,
Sierra Stevenson.
The official sports night contest are George Dyer, Tom Lindsay, and Jim Stahl. Could you please?
Calvin Castine at the Plattsburgh State Fieldhouse. It's the second day of March 2010, and this is Section 7 Class D semifinals. Indian Lake, Long Lake Orange against the Lake Placid Blue Bombers. So it's the orange against the blue. And the winner will face the Eagles of Westport, who just defeated the Mariah Central School Vikings. So only 3 teams remain standing. After this game, there'll be only one. Sierra Stevenson scores. The Lake Placid Blue Bombers are in the CVAC, and Indian Lake Long Lake is in the MVAC. We did get to see them against Shazy this year, but Lake Placid we didn't get to see. They didn't make a trip to Northeastern, and we didn't catch them when they were at Northern Adirondack. But they did beat Northeastern Clinton at Lake Placid. And anytime you beat Northeastern Clinton and you're a Class D school, that automatically tells Hometown Cable that you are the favored team in the playoffs. No matter what your record is, but they had a fine record. That was a basket by Farrell for the Orange. They had a fine record in the CVAC. I think they just were a hair behind Alsabo Valley for the final standings in Division 2. A basket by, I'm guessing, Riley for Lake Placid. Shot is short, and Orange get it. It's 4-2 in favor of the Orange. No, excuse me, the blue leads 4-2. Lake Placid in white, they have the ball, not the other way around. Travel. inbounds to, is that Four Hamden? Now Riley will bring it into the forecourt. First game was low scoring, particularly for the losers. I think they scored 6 in the second half. In the corner, Plouffe. Molly Plouffe. You long-time CBC viewers, her Plouffe is spelled different than the Plouffe family used to be on CBC TV. There's a basket by Carly Reynolds, and it's 6-4. Lake Placid up by 2. Indian Lake looked very impressive in their victory at Chazy. So we're expecting a good, well-played game. Steal by Plouffe. And the Orange get it back. Hamden with it. Chances are these teams have not seen each other this year. Shot is short. And of course, the Lake Placid playing in the CVAC has had tougher competition for the most part throughout the year. And Gary Finney's here. He came to make sure that his sign was well displayed on the far side on Finney Sports. Saw his nephew Bill Finney there in the paper today, Marymount College coach. And there's a basket by Reynolds, and she has tied the ball game at 6-6. Gary Finney's nephew, Bill Finney Jr., or Bill Finney III maybe, is wrapping up his coaching career, I guess. He's in the Press Republican today. This is Thompson looking for a target. Riley penetrates and gives her team an 8-6 lead. 3 minutes, 17 to go in the first quarter. Section 7 Class D semifinals. Second game of the day. We've got 2 more to do after this one. The boys Class D playoffs will be next. Farrell inbound to Hamden. Timeout for Coach Reynolds. Farrell tosses it in to Hamden, and action continues. 8-6. Lake Placid leading Indian Lake, Long Lake. There's a block. Orange get it back. Too strong. Rebounded by Stevenson. Long pass. Traveling called on Balestrini. Traveling called on Pine. Too strong. Rebounded by Reynolds. Approaching the 1 minute mark here. And the scoring seems to have stalled for a moment. That's called a three-pointer for Hamden, and she gives her team their first lead of the day. It's now 9-8. Bombers with the ball. Stevenson called for the travel. Inbounded by Reynolds. And Hamden brings it up. 30 seconds to go. 24 on the shot clock. Air ball on the shot by Reynolds. Lake Placid will have a chance with 16 seconds to take the lead after the first period, to regain the lead. Thompson will inbound. Ball went out of bounds off the hands of Hinckley. It's a traveling kind of day. 1.8 on the clock. Another travel. Needed to be a little further down the floor. 9-8, however. The Orange leading the Blue Bombers by 1 after 1 on Hometown Cable. Referees George Dyer, Tom Lacey, and Jim Stahl. Indian Lake, Long Lake with the ball to start the second quarter. They lead by 1, 9-8. Shot too strong and rebounded by Riley. She looks down the floor and easy 2 for Balestrini. Hamden brings it up over on the sideline, and Farrell stays in bounds. Well, it's 10-9 now in favor of a Lake Placid. Short. Controlled by Thompson. Now this is Plouffe with it. Thompson to the floor. Stevenson over for, was it Plouffe? Pine and Bear in for the Orange. Allison Pine just off the bench, just got off the Pines, and actually there's no Pines here at all, maybe the bleachers, but not the bench. There's chairs, padded chairs. Anyway, Pine puts her team up 11-10. Yet another traveling violation, and it's Orange ball. Under 6 now to go in the first half. Hamden with a shot. Ball tipped into the hands of Stevenson. And Plouffe will bring it up. 41 degrees when I parked my vehicle today. Very pleasant day, a pleasant year here, a pleasant February at least. And it's carried on into March with nothing but relatively mild weather on the 7-day forecast. Hamden with the ball. She'll bring it into the forecourt. Looking to add to her team's 1-point lead over to Farrell. Farrell back to Hamden. Bombers in what appears to be a 3-2 defense, or 1-2-2-2. Try that again. 1-2-2 or a 3-2. The shot was blocked into the hands of Stevenson. Plouffe brings it down. Dishes off to Balestrini, and shot is good by a wide open Megan Riley. We're going to have a timeout for some reason. We have an injured player here for the Orange. Farrell in some kind of distress, didn't see what happened. Stolen by Riley. Placid into the forecourt. Taken away by Pine. Three-point shot is off the mark by Hamden. It was rebounded by Bear. The elbow shot is good by Carly Reynolds. And that'll put the visitors up 13-12 or 3:36 showing in the first half. Thompson looking for a target. Turnaround, too strong by Stevenson. Farrell is back in for the Orange, and she brought Melanie Pearson, number 12, in with her. So just in case I need help, I'll bring in Melanie Pearson in. On the possession arrow, the ball belongs to the Bombers. Plouffe will bring it up. Oh, she'll give it to Riley. Riley will bring it across the timeline, except there's no timeline in girls basketball. Thompson. There's a half-court line, but no 10-second violation. Uh-oh. Only the second game, and I'm losing my voice. I got 2 more to go. .33 is Sierra Obert for the Orange. Basket by Reynolds. It's a three-pointer, and it's 16-12. Biggest lead of the day for Indian Lake Long Lake. Shot taken by Plouffe, rattles off the rim. And it's an Orange rebound. Talking Orange today, it's on the paper that Syracuse men are #1 ranked in the nation for the first time in about 150 years. 18-footer rolls off the rim, rebounded by Riley. Looks down the floor. Thompson will inbound it. 1:42 on the clock. Is Hamden. Orange up by 4. They have the ball. Travel. Riley into Plouffe, back to Riley. 1:20 on the game clock. Lake Placid trailing Indian Lake Long Lake by 4. Fouls on Hamden. Her first, team second. Both teams with just 2 fouls. The first game was also a low-scoring ball game. What I meant to say was a low-fouling ball game. Not a lot of fouls in the first one either. Thompson will try again. Stevenson over to Riley. Thompson with a shot. And suddenly we've got 4 fouls. 2 of them now on Hamden. 5-second violation. 58.5 remaining in the first half. Orange have the ball. The traveling violations continue. Rare to see that many in a game at this level. .7 remaining in the half. That was a very obvious travel there. 11 seconds to go. Riley pushes it to Thompson, but not a good pass. Plouffe drops it in. A big three-pointer by Molly Plouffe brings the team back to a 1-point deficit. The Orange with a 16-15 lead at the half here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Orange ball. Second half just underway here at the Plattsburgh State Fieldhouse. That was Reynolds with the turnaround, reverse layup. Gives the team back a 3-point lead. And Thompson hits a long 2 to bring it back to within 1. It's 18-17, the Orange leading the Blue. They may look like black and white out there, but the team in black is the Orange and the team in white is the Blue Bombers. Hamden to inbound it. Second of 4 games, the boys semifinals in Class D will follow. The basket by Pearson. Only Pearson makes it 20-17. Stevenson out to Plouffe. O'Reilly. Over to Stevenson. Plouffe with the long shot. Rebound ends up in the hands of Pine, and Hamden into the forecourt. Farrell back to Hamden. This is Pearson. Foul was on Reynolds, her second foul. Thompson over to Stevenson, short. And then he'll bring it up. 5:45 showing. Third quarter action. Winner to face Westport. Today will complete the semifinals. The B's and C's were played over the weekend. For many years, John Rebedu was the boys' chairman, sectional chairman, and Patty Reynolds, another girls chairman, always let John take the lead. And they always had programs for the semis that listed all the schools. So it was a great souvenir for these kids. Listed all the schools, all the ones that were going to get in the playoffs, whether they're eliminated in the first round and never got anywhere near the semifinals. They were listed in there. So it was a great thing for the teams that competed here to pick up that. Now none of those kids, unless they happen to come back, if they lose, if they have to come back to watch somebody who beat them play, and then they have a chance to buy one of the programs. The new management slipped up when they didn't get those programs printed in time for the semis. These playoffs belong to the players and their families, not to the people who run the tournament. Stevenson misses her first foul shot. And just to be consistent, missed that one too. Thompson will inbound. 17-20, her team down. Missed them both. The foul had been on Hamden, and it's her fourth. That could be a costly foul for the Orange. Hamden's had to sit with the foul trouble. Shot by Plouffe, and have a reach on Riley. Riley with her first foul. First foul of the half for Lake Placid. Indian Lake has 4. White ball, 3:45 on the clock. Three-pointer would tie it. Balestrini with the ball. Now Plouffe. Over to Stevenson. Off the rim. Rebounded by Reynolds. Reynolds slides it over to Obert. Farrell back to Reynolds. Foul line shot was missed by Pine. Here come the Bombers. Thompson looking for a target. Stevenson. Oh! Give me some room, she says. Foul was called on Stevenson. No call on that little room making incident there with Riley. That foul was on Plouffe for first. Reynolds. Rebounded by Stevenson. Plouffe. Stevenson at the line. Reynolds, her third. So Indian Lake could have some foul problems here, although there haven't been a lot of fouls called. 5 now on Indian Lake in the second half. That's going to be on the line. With less than 2 to go in the third period, it's been 4-3 in scoring until just now. And that was a basket by Stevenson, and it's now 5-4 in the scoring. And the game is tied. There must be 5-4. Indian Lake, Long Lake led 16-15 at the half. They've scored 4 points to make it 20. And Lake Placid has scored 5 to make it 20 for them. So it's 20-20, 1:28 showing on the clock. Thompson's shot is in. Aaliyah Thompson with a 3-pointer. And suddenly Lake Placid is lighting it up. And Hamden with 4 fouls has gone to the scoring table. I think I would wait till the 4th to put her back in there, but Coach Reynolds doesn't want Lake Placid to jump out to a bigger lead here. There's Thompson, high off the top of the glass. Ball bounces in her hands. She hits the back of the iron. It bounces straight up and in. So I would say Lake Placid might have caught a break right there, or just might have caught a break. And they've taken now a 5-point lead on back-to-back baskets by Thompson. Foul was on Thompson, her first, team 4th. That falls off the rim. Blues will bring it in. 7 on the game clock. Riley too strong. Jump ball. 1.9 showing. Bombers will inbound it. 1.7 now. Wow. Molly Fluke under all kinds of pressure with 1.9 seconds on the clock when she got it. Threw that one in for a 7-point lead for a suddenly hot Lake Placid team. How you doing, Fred Hooper? Well, the basket was good. I think it was Reynolds. Fred Hooper was squeezing by under the camera. Thompson throws it up. And here comes Indian Lake, Long Lake. They trail by 5. Lake Placid scored 12 in the third quarter, which isn't a particularly great amount. It's a decent amount, but nothing spectacular, but it was enough to jump out to the lead over the Orange, who scored only 4. That rattles in, and that was Hamden. And it's suddenly a 3-point ball game. If nobody fouls out for Indian Lake and Long Lake, this could go right down to the wire. For all you traveling fans who said, when's the next traveling violation going to occur? That was it. That was our latest traveling. Orange working the ball. Dropped in by Hamden. I think it was Hamden and not Farrell. At any rate, it's a 1-point ball game. But Plouffe answers with a three-pointer to put her team back up by 4. Their team's first fourth quarter points is 30-26, 6:10 on the clock. Orange will keep it. Back out to Hamden. Farrell inbounds it. Rebounded by Thompson. 5:25 left in the ball game. Lake Placid, the number 2 seed, leading Indian Lake Long Lake for the right to face the number 1 seed Westport. In and out. Rebounded by Hamden. Playing with 4 fouls, but she's needed out there. Over to Farrell. For 3, nope. Rebounded by Plouffe. 4:42 left in the ball game. Watching viewer-supported hometown cable. And if you're watching this on the internet, remember you can capture the permalink and cut and paste that and put it on your Facebook page, put it on in an email, put it on your homepage if you have a website. Basket by Reynolds, and she makes it a 2-point ball game. It's 30-28 now. Too strong. Ernie Lapine is enjoying the ball game. Ernie said to say hello to John Zerlo. He knows John will be watching this Lake Placid versus Indian Lake Long Lake game. Bombers will keep the ball. That's good by Sierra Stevenson. Puts the team back up by 5. It's now 33-28. Hamden will bring it up. Those are the referee Stahl's kids walking in front of the camera. Basket by Pine. And it's 33-30. We have 3:20 to go, a 3-point ball game. One of these teams will call it a season. The other will advance to play Westport. Thompson has been on fire since the final moments of the third. Makes it now 35-20. Excuse me, 35-30. That shot was way off, but Orange will keep it. Mr. Blanchard from Willsboro here, from Blanchard Construction, going through some old videotapes as we were uploading them to the internet recently from the 80s, and we caught him refereeing at the Northeastern Clinton over 20 years ago. run for the Orange, under 2, timeout. Westport, Indian, excuse me, Lake Placid timeout. There's the situation, just under 2 to go. 5-point lead for the team with the ball. Ball comes into Plouffe. We'll see if Lake Placid will try to use the clock, get the full advantage of that 30-second shot clock. I wouldn't take full advantage of it, but I'd run it down to 12 or now at 10. Wait too long, you turn it over, as the Orange found out in the first half a couple of times. I think they would have played on, but when that horn sounds, you don't want to give the offense an advantage with the defense standing still, so the shot clock went off, so the refs blew the whistle to banked in. That was Farrell. It's a 35-33 ball game. The Orange are back to within a deuce. 1:08 to go in the ball game. Plouffe over to Thompson. Thompson, a hot shooter here in the last 8 minutes. 57 seconds left in the game. 5 on the shot clock. They get a shot off this time and take advantage of it. As Riley scores, just as about 2 seconds on the shot clock, we're going to have Mr. Reynolds calling a timeout. The Orange are going to have to try to score fast and then foul. They got 6 fouls, so that'll send the Bombers to the line. Orange ball. They better hurry up. Put something in. Hamden shot is short. Backing off on defense. They got a foul to stop that clock. They're falling asleep out there. 14 seconds. They blew it. They blew it. Coach Reynolds was standing near his bench with his hands on his hips saying, "Why did I bother calling that timeout?" Nobody was listening. This game all but decided. Well, we could see till that fella got in front of us. Reynolds picks up her 4th foul, but with 2.8 seconds, it doesn't really matter. Riley makes it 39. This could make it 40. 39-33. And that'll do it. Lake Placid, as predicted by Hometown Cable, will advance. They defeat the Indian Lake Long Lake Orange by a 6-point, 39-33 margin. And that's the way it was in Section 7 Class D semi-final play on the 2nd day of March 2010. You've been watching viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. Win, lose or draw, TV worth your support. And these girls have just been waiting to walk by here, waiting for me to get done. Now they can walk by.